A rare bird species on Maui experienced an unexpected setback in recent weeks when 9 of the critically endangered birds were found dead.
What we saw pretty much right away in first the captive birds and then later some of the wild birds is that they were dying very suddenly from avian malaria.
The Kiwikiu or Maui parrotbill birds were part of a larger group of 13 that were recently translocated from captivity and the wild to the Nakula Natural Area Reserve on the leeward slopes of Haleakala in East Maui. The program is part of a decade-long effort that is intended to establish a second insurance population of the species.
Sadly, we have lost quite a few birds. This translocation and reintroduction was the #1 recovery plan for this species because some of those landscape level mosquito control efforts really weren't viable tools when the plans were being created.
Coordinators with the Maui Forest Bird Recovery Project say it's extremely important that Hawaii moves quickly towards proposed new methods for controlling mosquitoes that transmit the disease.
And so I would say that has to be the priority now. I mean, I don't want to be too dire, but without that, these birds and many other species are basically doomed.
Biologists estimate that fewer than 300 of these endemic honey creepers remain. In the meantime, coordinators say they're cautiously optimistic and pleased that the 3 male birds and 1 female remaining from the translocation are beginning to move away from feeders set up and are foraging on native plants and trees.
For 200 years, basically, they've been just held back, by this disease that's just ever pushing on them. And if we can relieve that, that would be massive.
Additional captures and releases depend on how this first group does over the next few months and will not happen until next year at the earliest.
Getting the animals out and allowing the forest to come back, it's been really remarkable. If at least in the short term, Nakula is not going to be, ready for very disease-sensitive species, which kind of remains to be seen. But I think that it has been and can be a boon to other species.
For Maui Now in Kahului, I'm Wendy Osher.